All right, everyone. Welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for May 4th through the 6th of 2018. All right, so coming out of deep Scorpio and Ophiuchus the past couple days, we now enter a weekend of perhaps feeling a bit transformed, maybe healed, and ready to expand our horizons. So Sagittarius is all about that. Could be our adventurous spirit. Could also be philosophically or spiritually as well. Now, we do have the moon going over Saturn on Friday. So Saturn's been in Sagittarius. There could be now another step in the right direction with really grounding these possibilities and this sort of worldview that Sagittarius helps us cultivate. On Saturday, the moon goes over Mars and Pluto, so there could be some empowerment with those belief systems. And on Sunday, the sun sextiles Neptune, giving us a bit of good receptive energy and maybe even creative energy and enjoying a bit of peace and tranquility, perhaps. All right, so let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky. We'll go ahead and break it down for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As you can see, the moon will be in Sagittarius all weekend here. Now, as a reminder, this channel is for Sidereal Astrology, so if you are new, check out that link down below. We are using the actual size of the constellations, which is different from mainstream astrology. All right, so Sagittarius, it's all about that expansion, perhaps feeling this way with the moon, but also themes pertaining to where we can expand our lives at this time. So again, this could be literally really good time for accessing a bit of that adventurousness, however that might be for you. There is that sort of spirit for life, which can be channeled into that. This could also be mentally or spiritually, such as through philosophy, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, wanting to discuss these things, just again, having this top-down perspective that Sagittarius gives us. And that's really because the past couple days were very deep with Scorpio and Ophiuchus. We went through this monthly sort of metamorphosis, as we do with the lunar cycle in this sign and these signs. And coming out of Ophiuchus here on Friday in particular, that sort of butterfly out of the cocoon, seeing the big picture and feeling that expansion. Also really good for purposefulness. Anything we can focus our attention on in terms of our purpose is always really good with Sag as well. All right, so as a quick recap, of course, we still have the sun in Aries, still gaining energy through taking initiative in our independence and asserting ourselves. Still could be enjoying the simple life or connecting to Earth with Venus and Taurus, and Mercury and Pisces. Our minds are still very much in the dreamy energy, but always really good for spiritual activities, especially if it involves our routine and really listening to that intuition. All right, so in terms of the aspects here this weekend, as you can see here on Friday, not a whole lot going on, but the moon does go over Saturn, which will likely suggest a new step in the continuous direction of what Saturn has already been helping us do in Sag, which is ground some of these possibilities, right? So recently we've had Saturn come in here, helping us gain a more grounded perspective on our hopes and wishes, on our inspirations and the possibilities, to really do the work, you know, to make those possibilities turn into a fruition. So if there's been anything like that, particularly this year, that you've been taking that more serious approach with, there might be another step in that direction here on Friday in particular. But nonetheless, really good day for Saturn things, responsibility, patience, discipline, all of that can be great. And we could just be feeling that way with that conjunction. All right, and then as we get into Saturday, we start to feel probably the sun sextiling up to Neptune energy. But the moon does go over Mars and Pluto. So particularly the later part of Saturday, maybe this empowerment feeling. With Pluto, who's been in Sagittarius for a long time now, it's been about 11 years, our whole belief systems have been transforming, right? We've been shedding away more limiting belief systems, allowing them to sort of die, which is what Pluto's about, the death and the rebirth, right? And from that, new perspectives are rising. So great day, again, particularly the later part of Saturday, to empower ourselves through facing any fears or any inhibitions about our belief systems, and maybe even taking the action to make that happen with Mars. Mars has recently been transiting here. So a really good day for empowerment. Again, that initiative, facing fears, and really diving deep to transform our beliefs is great, but I think it will be inherently neutral in nature. All right, and then, as we get into Sunday, maybe the later part of Saturday as well, this sort of opening with Sun and Neptune in this sextile, which is this, not a given, it is just an opening, a door opening. We can choose or choose not to work with it, but it is available to bring in a bit of essentially receptivity into the day. So really good for these types of things. It could be that we're just more open to going with the flow. Maybe things are flowing because we're starting, we're seeing that. It's a great day for creativity, right? Letting our imagination wander a little bit, maybe getting a little bit of peace, tranquility, some rest in our life. This type of stuff is excellent on Sunday in particular. And as the moon does finish Sagittarius, again, also wrapping up anything involving the expansive energy, that adventurousness, or again, philosophical type of energy. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. As we get into Monday, we may feel this the later part of Sunday, actually. Mercury does square up to Pluto, so our minds might be a bit intense collectively. Again, we'll feel this mostly, Monday. But if you do feel a bit of that intensity with the mind, or maybe with matters pertaining to communication, really good to channel that into constructive means. Always really good to use this in a very focused way, right? Pluto does give us that really good ability to dive deep. And if there's anything we want to dive deep with our minds, such as through research or work, or if it's involving communications, getting into the depth and truth of the communications, this type of stuff can be great. And with that intention is a great way of constructively working with that square. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. One last thing I do want to say about it is that we are in the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle at this time. So really good weekend to, I think we're willing to actually just initiate things and set some intentions, right? So if there's anything you want to set some intentions with that maybe has shifted in your life since earlier last week when we had the full moon on Sunday, Monday, great weekend for that. All right, so have a great one, everyone. Thank you again for all of your support. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you all Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.